Hello people, you're welcome to my channel. I still remember my humble self, MC Bernardino. Thank you very much for always coming to this channel. For those of you that are new on this channel, thank you very much for joining us. On this channel, I always talk about Canada immigration for the latest news, policies, whatever it has to do with Canada immigration. Either you want to come on a study, visit, permanent resident, express entry, whatever, you can always count on me to give you information. I've done a lot of videos, so if you want to check it, you can actually check my playlist. There are a lot of videos regarding that. Without wasting much of your time, today I've received a lot of questions from my viewers. They ask me on my social media page, oh, when I come into Canada, are there jobs in Canada? What does it take for me to get a job in Canada? How do I go about looking for a job? So today I'll be telling you about how to find job in Canada. Are there jobs in Canada? What is it like getting a white collar job? Is it just about the blue collar job? So you want to hang on tight. I'll be dissecting that to you guys. And don't forget how I think about this segment where I always eat your heart. You check on it and the facts are there for you to verify. Till I come back to you guys. Hang on tight.
Shall we begin? Let's begin now.
Okay, so let me quickly run through the disclaimer like I always do. I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a consultant, I'm not being paid to do this, nobody's sponsoring this. I'm just doing this out of my own volition because I know that information is very key. If you don't get the information you need as at when due, you might learn to regret it for life. So if you want to make your own immigration decision, guys, don't just base it solely on this channel alone. You feel to do your own additional research and you can actually add my information to it and everything will go on fine with you. All right, let's hit the ground running. Okay, so according to the Canada statistics in terms of labor, it is believed that as at April 2019, which is like 2 months back, employment rate increased by 0.6% and unemployment dropped by 5.7%. So meaning that there are a lot of jobs in Canada. So, but when we talk about jobs in Canada, don't just think about the white collar job alone, doctors, lawyers, bankers and stuff like that. They probably put everything together, including those that work in the warehouse, part-time job, full-time jobs, youth employment and the like. So that is what Canada sees as employment. So what are the barriers that people face in actually looking out for a job in Canada? Number one will be lack of Canadian experience. Probably you just migrated into Canada and you don't have Canadian experience. So most of these employers, they always ask for Canada experience. So meaning that if you work in Canada before, do you have any experience? That is very pivotal. Employers always ask for that. So that's always a barrier for immigrants that just migrate into Canada. If they don't have the Canadian experience, then most of these employers, they don't employ them. Secondly, you want to look at credentials don't get recognized. So most of these immigrants that come into Canada, another obstacle they actually face in terms of looking for jobs is their credentials are not recognized. Probably your bachelor's degree, your license, whatever, they are not recognized in Canada. Canada believes that, okay, in order for you to be recognized in terms of your universities, your masters, there must have been an evaluation that have been done by ECA. Don't forget West does that. So they want to see the West evaluation of your university or your master's degree. And also if you have a license, they want you to also go to school in Canada to substantiate your license. So you have to take some additional courses here in order for you to practice. The third barrier that people actually face is language obstacle. So you know that Canada here, we speak English and French, right? So people that come into Canada, some of them are Spanish, some of them are of Italian origin, they can't speak English. And even for the English speakers, not all of them can actually speak fluent English to be recognized or to be heard by Canadians. So during your interview process, we always tell you in the job advert that they are looking for fluent in English, both written and oral. So that's also one of the barriers that people actually face. Inability to communicate very well in English is a stumbling block for people when they migrate into Canada in terms of looking for a job. So these are a few reasons that actually mitigate against people getting jobs in Canada. And if you can try as much as possible to overcome these obstacles, then you might actually get a job very fast. So I'll be telling you about how do you go about overcoming these obstacles in order for you to get jobs in Canada. Hang on tight. All right, so the first tip I'll be giving you in terms of looking for a job in Canada, in order for you to get a job fast, especially when you just migrate into Canada or as a student, you're done studying how to get a job fast. The first thing I want to tell you about is that you need to make sure that you have a very, very outstanding and very, very attractive resume. In addition to that, a cover letter. So what does that mean? So in Canada, I remember when I came into Canada, I came in with my resume, and when I got into Canada, I discovered that the way they write their own resume is actually different from the way I used to write it in the past. So the first thing you want to do is that you need to put it in the Canadian style, because when you see these jobs posting and you just apply with your your own resume the way you brought it. Some of these employers, they don't even bother to look at it. So first thing you want to do is that you want to go to some career centers, you want to go online. I'll be linking some websites in this video. They can actually help you tailor your resume the way it should probably be, the way you need to arrange everything in the Canadian standard. And in addition to your resume, you always need to include cover letter. Cover letter is very important because it helps you to what? To expatiate more on what you have on your resume. So most of the employers, when they place an advert, they request for your resume and they request for your cover letter to get to know you better, to get a better understanding of what you can actually do for them. The second tip I'll be sharing with you is networking. Networking. It cannot be overemphasized. What does that mean? So we discovered that in Canada, 80% of jobs are not advertised. So meaning that it's only 20% of the jobs that are being advertised that you see on online or whatever you say it. So what are the 80%? How do you get it? So it is through networking through cold calling, just calling, going online, saying that when you see their website, you see their information, send them email, give them a call, tell them what you can actually do for them. In addition to that, go on LinkedIn, put your profile on LinkedIn, connect with many people. These are the ways you can actually get to hook up with people and they can actually know what you can do. You can network with them. And even friends can also refer you to some of these organizations, and from there you can get a job. But if you depend solely on what you see online, I'm very sorry, it might take you a long time in order for you to get a job in Canada. In addition to the networking that I just told you about, I discovered when I came into Canada that it's not just about being paid only for jobs. Sometimes you might have to volunteer too. So volunteer means that you are not paid for the job, but you're just volunteering. So why are you doing that? You're doing that because you just want to gain Canadian experience. You're not being paid, but you're learning while you're on the job. That's very important because you can actually put those volunteering positions, you can put it on your resume, and when it comes to Canadian job experience, you can always refer to that. In addition to that, I will always tell you that you should also go to job fairs. So in Canada, most of these job agencies that help to look for job, they organize job fairs whereby they bring in various organizations. You come in there, you bring in your resume, you tell them about what you can do, and they can actually give you a job from there. So you need to go to within your area that you're settling in Canada, you need to go for job fairs and tell them what, go along with as many resumes as possible, go along with your cover letter just to submit it, and you might get a job from there. And also there are some websites that in Canada that we use to look for jobs. Websites like Indeed, Workopolis, Monster, ZipRecruiter, Aluder, Simply Hired, and so many other job websites whereby you can also go create a profile, submit your resume, submit your cover letter, and you can always look for job. So that can also help you. Another tip again I'll be sharing with you is the job bank. So Canada government, they created this job bank that you can always go to that website. I'll be linking it in this video, whereby you can always go and look for jobs. There are a lot of jobs. Is it trade jobs? Is it professional jobs? You can always go to the job bank and you can search for that. And from there, I've seen a lot of people that have gotten jobs through the job bank. So you might also want to look into that. If you feel you've been enjoying everything I've been saying so far, please hit the thumbs up button. If you have any question, something that you're not clear about, why not drop it in the comment section below? I'll be getting back to you as soon as possible. For those of you that have not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Kindly subscribe to this channel, hit the notification button so that anytime I drop a video, you'll be among the first to get it. So another tip again I'll be sharing with you today is talking to friends and family about your job search. Are you in Canada? Are you outside Canada? Wherever you are, you need to talk to people. You need to let them know that you're looking for a job. Because I remember my first job in this country in Canada, I got it through a referral from a friend. So you can't overemphasize the influence of friends as far as job is concerned. You need to talk to people. You need to let them know what you can do. Share your resume with them. Let them know what your experience is, so that when job opportunities comes up, they can always refer you, and from there you might also get a job too. So you don't want to downplay the influence of friends, family, relatives as far as your job search is concerned. Also, another tip again I'll be sharing with you as far as finding job in Canada is that you need to use employment agencies for help. So as far as Canada is concerned, we have both public and private agencies that help to look for jobs. So government spend a lot of money in funding these agencies in looking for jobs for immigrants that are new in Canada, students that just finished study, just to help them get jobs. Some of these agencies include Access Employment, the Center for Education and Training, JVC Toronto. There are a lot of them like that. They are being funded. You can walk into those organizations, show them your resume, show them your cover letter, let them know what you can do. You sign up with them, you create a profile with them, so that anytime there are job opportunities, they will always send you emails of job training, welfare, and stuff like that. They help people a lot. Some of the refugees that came into Canada that are looking for jobs, they also help them to look for jobs. So don't downplay what some of these agencies can actually do for you. Okay, earlier on I told you that there are some professions as far as practicing in Canada, you need to get licensing. So jobs like you're a doctor, you're a nurse, you're an architect, you're an accountant from your home country. When you come into Canada, you can't just come into Canada and start practicing. It doesn't work like that. You need to get a license, okay? You need to do the licensing. So I know some of my doctor's friends that are lawyer friends, they had to go to school in Canada. They had to take some courses in Canada in order for them to practice. So it's not a matter of you just coming from whatever country you're coming from and coming into Canada and just practice. It doesn't work that way. Canada sees the welfare of their citizen, of the inhabitants of Canada. They set it as a priority, right? So they don't want to joke with that. So they want you to go through some training, some licensing before you can actually start practicing in Canada. So also, let me tell you about skilled trades too. Skilled trade is actually booming in Canada. It is on record that by 2020, Canada will actually be facing an acute shortage in terms of skilled trade. So if you're outside Canada and you're thinking of migrating into Canada, I want to advise you, if you're so sure that you're coming into Canada, start learning trades from wherever you're coming from, so that when you come into Canada, you can practice some of these trades like tailoring, electrician, plumber, and all those stuff. So you can actually make huge money in Canada. Some of you that are also in Canada, so you can take second degree courses, second courses in some of these trade jobs, and you will make huge money. So these are areas you want to venture into. In addition to this, another tip I'll be sharing again with you is mentorship. Mentorship is very important as far as looking for a job in Canada. Just look up for a mentor that are acclaimed professionals, that are seasoned professionals, that has the pedigree, they have the knowledge. Just pair up with them, let them share their experience with you. They can mentor you, and from there you can gain some advice on how to get a good job, and you settle down fast as far as Canada is concerned. I'll be linking some of the websites you can actually hook up with some mentors in order for you to settle quick and get a job in Canada. Another tip again I would like to share with you as far as looking for a job in Canada is that ignore the naysayers. So when I say ignore the naysayers, what I'm saying is that there's this general belief that people go around with in Canada. They say there are no jobs in Canada. No. Believe in yourself, believe in your dream, believe in what you can actually achieve, and don't be daunted by what the naysayer says. When they say there are no jobs in Canada, that doesn't mean that you can't get a job. It's all about hard work. It's all about what you put into it. So don't believe in what they say. All you have to do is follow the tips that I've shared with you so far and be hard work, be persistent. You will get a job. Something I need to let you know is that sometimes it might be very daunting for the white-collar job to come your way when you come into Canada because of the barrier that I earlier mentioned. But what you can do is that if you don't mind, you can settle for some of the blue-collar job just to keep the ground running, to feed yourself, to feed your family. But make sure that these blue-collar jobs, like working in the customer service, customer care jobs, or you work in the warehouse, just make sure that the timing for those jobs does not impact your timing to go for interviews, to go for job search. So you might want to take up some of these jobs in the evening or later in the night, so that daytime you have opportunities to go online, submit your resume, do cold calling, go for interviews, and with that you can actually get job that you are looking for. So these are some of the tips that I've shared with you. There are lots and lots more. You can make your own additional research on how to get jobs in Canada. Let me tell you the truth. There are jobs in Canada, so you don't need to be perturbed about it. You don't need to be worried about it. As far as Canada is concerned, you will get a job. So relax yourself. All you have to do is just have that tenacity, be hardworking, and jobs will come your way as far as Canada is concerned. Thank you very much for hanging on tight. All right, let me quickly summarize everything I've said so far. I'm not saying that there are no jobs in Canada, and I'm not saying there are lots of jobs in Canada. I know it can be very challenging, especially when you come into Canada and you're looking for a job. But I've shared some tips with you on how to go about looking for jobs. Just follow some of these tips. So if you're in the IT field, I can assure you, if you come into Canada, there are lots of IT jobs. So it won't take you a long time as far as you build your resume very well and your cover letter, and you go into some of these agencies, networking properly, you will get jobs. As far as management is concerned, project managers and the likes, you will get a job definitely, but some of them might come in form of contracts, subject to renewal. Banking jobs too, they also come through contract renewal and stuff like that. You will get job. Just gain the experience. Don't say no to anything. Volunteer yourself, and I can assure you that those jobs will come your way. And like I said earlier on, skilled trade, you can't get it wrong. just lay your hands. What you can do with your hand, it can actually feed you for life. So you might want to start learning some of these skilled trades job now. All right, I hope you understood everything I've said so far. If you feel you have any concern, there's something you don't understand on what I've said so far, why not drop your question in the comment section below. If you feel you understood everything I've said, you like the video that I've just done, why not hit the thumbs up button? For those of you that have subscribed to this channel, I always tell you guys that kudos to you. If you have not subscribed to this channel, what are you waiting for? Why not hit the subscription button right now? And beside it, there's a notification bell that tells you anytime I drop a video, you want to be among the first to get it. All right, let's quickly run to the think about it segment where I always drop it, baby. Hit you hard, you think about it, and it works for you. All right, so today I'll be giving you a quote from Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs says, "The only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking. Don't settle, as with all matters of the earth, you will know when you find it." That's Steve Jobs, the late Steve Jobs, right? So as far as you're looking for a job, don't settle for less. Just give the tenacity, give the hard work, you will get it. All right, that will be the wrap for today. Still remain your own boy, MC Ben Abidino. Stay out of crime, be nice. Till I come back to you guys, one love.